The same people who making money off of the food industry are the same people that's making money off the pharmaceutical companies. And they talking about the FDA is asleep. The FDA didn't sleep. They know exactly what they doing. Okay? All right? They know exactly what they doing. I'm saying we better wake up. Church of God, we better wake up. God's people, we better wake up. They are poisoning us with this food additives and dyes on purpose, because they know how to make it safe, because they made it safe in the UK and other countries. They use natural juices to make the colors, natural fruit juices, but then over here they using uh red 40 and all these different yellow 40s and all these different chemicals that's causing cancer. And you wonder why we got all these colon cancers and stomach cancers and all these different cancers. You wonder where that come from. These weird cancers. It's coming from that. All right? So I'm showing you the link between the food additives and these diseases that we have. You give your body poison every day, and then you taking more poison when you taking the pharmaceutical pills. Because when you read on the bottles of them, they all got side effects that's killing other organs. Okay? When we gonna stop doing that? It's a cycle. It's a pattern. It's a cycle. It's a pattern. Now, I talked about patterns with Jasmine earlier. What pattern you want to follow? You want to follow the patterns of God, where he tells us the health laws and how we supposed to eat natural food that he created? You want to follow God's pattern, or you want to follow the patterns of the devil, where he tell you to eat all this poisonous garbage, junk, crap food, garbage that's in the grocery stores that does not have your best interest? They say. All right. Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good evening, no matter what time it is, your time. I'm just grateful and thrilled that you are spending that time with me. This is Kingdom Queen Talk YouTube, and I am Lady Tay, the Vision Queen. I am here once again with you. It's been a few weeks since we've been on. Had a lot of stuff to take care of, but I've been doing a lot of studying as well, guys. We have an important topic tonight. We're going to continue our series that we've been talking about, which is vision of what are we eating? Is part of the Ignorance is Not Bliss series. And we talked about visceral fat last week, but I did not post that yet for you that are on YouTube, but I will. I have a few videos I need to edit to put in there for our research, so I will be re-editing that and adding that as well. So we're gonna kind of be out of sequence, but you're still gonna have the knowledge, okay? But tonight we're going to be talking about food additives, chemicals basically, and dyes, and it's linked to these different diseases, okay? And why does that matter? It's very important, because a lot of times we're thinking that we having these different things happening to us because of old age. But now we're starting to find out that a lot of these food additives and dyes are because it is causing our bodies to be at dis-ease. And remember, I told you the word dis-ease means diseases come from dis-ease, which means your body is not at ease. So we're going to be going and explaining this tonight, because God wants us to be healthy. All right? He created us to walk in our purpose. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. And when you're healthy, you can finally think straight and finally be able to walk in your God given purpose, okay? Because I already told you guys before, it's not that the enemy wants you to, wants you to say, oh, I don't love the Lord or anything like that. He knows most of us do. But a lot of us in the body of Christ, we're not walking in our purpose, and a lot of us are unhealthy. And in the kingdom of God, we are supposed to be healthy, okay? And a lot of these diseases is linked to what we're eating. I have been showing you guys this, but now I'm going to show you some clips and another lady's channel who has really done her research while we were paying attention to all this other stuff on the TV, all this stuff going on about who getting caught doing this and who doing that. While we was distracted with media, what we needed to be paying attention to is that this lady went to Congress and was coming against some of these companies that are adding stuff in our food in America, but in other countries, this stuff is banned. So we're going to be discussing this tonight, guys, okay? I would like to give a shout out to all my warrior queens. Welcome to the room. I see Nina in the room now. Welcome, welcome. I miss you guys. I see Michelle in the room. I see Jazz in the room. My niecey. It was nice having our coaching session today. We was having our queen talk today. So it was so nice to be Vision Building 103 with you. She got a few homework to do tonight, guys. So she got a lot of homework to do. I give her a lot of homework. She'll let you know, but it's helping her grow. I don't want to give out her testimony. She need to give that out in chat, but she has came down tremendously in her weight loss journey. So I'm just so very proud of her. I'm proud of all you ladies, and I'm just grateful that you guys continue to come and have our queen talk together so I don't be talking to myself, okay? All right. Now, I can talk to myself like I used to, but it's much more fun being live in the Diamond Strong coaching community with my warrior queens and having a conversation as I record. It's much fun this way, so I love this. We're going to continue. So guys, mark your calendar because looks like Sunday night is going to have to be the night that I do this for now on. We have fun in the crown room. In the past, but now that I'm in the production studio in the throne room with all these cameras, I need my king's help, okay? One thing about me, I am humble enough to admit that I know a lot, but when it comes to the technical stuff, this queen needs some help. And thank God this queen got a king right beside her to help her out. So we're both off on Sundays, so it just works out better for all of us that we continue to do our productions on Sundays, okay? So Sunday nights at 9, we're going to continue doing this, okay? So thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, ladies, we're going to be talking about this food additives because, I've been studying with this this remarkable lady. She has got her weight off. She got her weight off about 10 years ago, and she's been able to keep it off. And one of the things that she has been doing, her purpose is to expose, just like me, to expose these food companies and what they're putting in our food. And I've been so um, impressed with her work. And her name is Food Babe. And I don't know if you ever heard of Food Babe, but we're going to be watching some of her videos because, as I was saying before, all this stuff that's been distracting us, like, you know, who's doing this, who's doing that with this person and that person, Not gonna name their names, but you know what we've been following, been seeing on the news lately. While the whole world is distracted by who's doing this and why and all this stuff, we've been distracted. This During this time, her and Callie Means and Casey Means, a brother and sister that has been whistleblowers. Casey Means is Callie Means is a whistleblower that's been talking about Coca-Cola and how Coca-Cola targets lower class communities and all this stuff and target college students and stuff. And he's been exposing because he used to be in the marketing of this company, and he know that they doing that. They actually target us. And so him and his sister and Food Babe, while we was distracted, they did a ban to companies like Kellogg's, and they was actually went to Washington to fight to find out why all these food dyes. In our food in America, they putting all the food dyes in our food, but in the other countries like the UK and Canada and all these other countries, they're banned. But they still sell the product, but they don't sell it with that stuff. So why is it that they put the poison in our food, but in Canada and UK, they selling the same food, right? The same food, but they take the dye out. What's going on? So we're gonna be talking about this. We're gonna be talking about this, Queens. Kingdom Queen talk. Let's talk about it. All right, let's talk about it. And Michelle said, "Oh, I can see you, Queen." Oh, she said my arms look amazing. Oh, you so sweet. I've been working hard on my arms, as a matter of fact. So thank you so much. I've been lifting 15s and about to be 20s, okay? So I've been working on my guns, all right? I'm not just girly and pearly and curly. I got the guns too, okay? Y'all know I'm silly. But yes, I'm a warrior queen, so I believe in, taking care of my body, and I believe in, looking good, feeling good, smelling good, and being strong because, like I told you guys before, as we age, if we don't make sure we have skeletal muscle strong, we're gonna lose it. And I was fasting, but I did a lot of walking, but I didn't do a lot of exercise. I felt weak. So instead of me like say, okay, I'm okay with that, I said, oh no, I'm about to get in the gym and start lifting these weights, okay? So I started getting in the gym and lifting weights and getting strong again because I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna just be slim and frail and skinny. I need to have some some muscle. Like who's on my vision board is what is her name? On my vision board, I have Muhammad Ali's daughter, Layla Ali. That's who. And I'm like, Layla Ali wouldn't struggle with this. So I'm like, hey, I need to start lifting weights. All right. So I did that. So that's just a little testimony. Okay. So, you know, once you get the weight off, you keep going, keep striving, keep giving yourself new goals, and that was a goal of mine. I didn't like feeling weak and frail, so I started lifting weights because I figured that if I don't do it while I'm 45, I don't want to be 50 and weak and, you know, wearing adult diapers, because that's a muscle too, guys. That's a muscle too. So I'm just saying. So that's how I look at it. So we're going to go ahead and get started. But I just wanted to share that right quick. Thank you, Michelle. That made me feel good that you said that. All right. Before I formed you in your womb, I knew you. And before you were born, I set you apart, okay? This is very important for you guys to know that. For you ladies to know that God set you apart. You are special to him, okay? So therefore, since we're so special to God, we need to treat ourselves like we're special. We're fearfully and wonderfully made, okay? So we have to treat these bodies with respect and give our bodies what it's supposed to have, okay? And with all these food dyes and all these chemicals in there, I've been reading some of these to you. And with all this stuff in this food, we shouldn't be eating this, okay? God created these fantastic, beautiful bodies. And when we're eating these food dyes and stuff, it's causing us to have inflammation. Okay, when your body have inflammation, it is dis-ease. It's not at ease no more. It's having a war within, okay? When it's having a war within and it's not at ease, then that's when we start getting all these diseases coming, okay? Remember we talked about words, y'all, in the crown room? Change is mandatory for extraordinary results, y'all. Okay? Change is mandatory. You are not this coal. You are this diamond. And in order for you to shine in God's splendor, it's time for you to have that change, okay? That's what made the difference for me, y'all. When I realized that, okay? And that's why I call this group Diamond Strong. You are Diamond Strong. Where there is no vision, the people perish. And that's Proverbs 29:18. That's my job as the vision queen, guys, is to help you have a vision. Catch the vision of the kingdom of God and catch the vision of the real, true you, okay? And because you belong to the Lord, because you belong to God, okay? He wants you to know that you're his. And you are fearfully, wonderfully made. You're his kings and his queens, his royal priesthood. And it's my job to help you catch the vision of the kingdom of God first. And then catch the vision of the real, true you, okay? That's what made the difference for me. People ask, well, what made the difference? That's what made the difference. I realized who I am, okay? And once you realize who you are, and I was just telling Jasmine this earlier, once you realize that you are a queen, you would not put up with the foolishness of life and the foolishness of people. And you would set the standard on how people treat you, okay? All right? But it's my job to help you catch that vision. And I talked about this scripture a lot. Well, ignorance is not bliss. This is another ignorance is not bliss. Revisit it, guys. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay? In this day and age, now that we have the internet, we have social media, and we have people like Food Babe and all these different books that I'm studying, okay? There's no reason for us to be ignorant anymore, okay? I think a lot of people think that if they don't know, then they don't have to have any accountability. But see, what you don't know will hurt you If you're not, see, God allowing you to get the information. He's allowing people like me to learn this, that he knew that I wasn't going to keep this information to myself. Okay? It's our responsibility, guys, is what I'm saying. It's our responsibility that once we get this information, that we share the information and that we do something about it, y'all. We have to do something about it. And that's why I'm so proud of this lady for doing what she's doing, you know? She didn't just lose the weight or reduce her weight back 10 years ago and just thought about herself. She went on a quest and a mission to find out why we so sick and why she went through that. And I'm the same way. I didn't just get my weight off and just say, oh, well, forget everybody else. No, I said, you know what? If I went through this struggle, there's many other people that's going through this struggle. How dare I just sit on this information? No, I'm going to help as many of God's people as I can. As long as I live, I'm going to keep sharing my testimony, and I'm going to keep talking about this, guys, because we got to keep talking about this. Even when the media have all this stuff going on, we still got to keep going, cutting through the noise, okay? That's why I didn't wait any longer. I came on tonight. I said, I can't wait any longer. We got these cameras up. Let's get it. Let's get back to production, okay? And Michelle said, yeah, reminds me of the news reporting saying that they were charging the United States so much more for drugs than they were charging other areas. Okay. Well, let's talk about that then. Come on, Kingdom Queens. Let's talk about that right quick. All right? Give me one moment. We need to talk about that. Yeah. Make you wonder, right? Why? Why do they charge the United States more? Okay? See, this is the thing. Create the problem. We got the solution. Okay? They get you sick with the food. They know what they doing. They know what they doing when they put this stuff in the food, okay? Because, see, the devil told them to do this. All right? I told y'all this before. This is not by accident. This is a spiritual thing. Their father told them to do this, which is the devil, okay? Destroy the people, health, and give them pills to depend on the food, on the pills for the rest of their life, okay? A person that gets well is no longer a patient, which means in the health community, you're no longer a customer. That's money lost, Michelle, right? So, yeah, get them sick, and then we provide the medicine that keep them hooked because they're not healing us, all right? If anything, they're killing us. Because when you look at it, a lot of this medicine, it'll mess with your organs. You taking something that to cure one thing, to try to cure one thing, or to help manage one thing, but it's destroying other parts. Okay? It's killing you slowly. All right? And I discussed this before. And people be like, why you talk like this? This is so grim. But this is the truth. We need to hear it. Like I said, ignorance is not bliss. And I keep saying that. Ignorance is just not bliss. And for us to just sit around and be like, okay, well, I'd rather just eat what I want to eat. That's restrictive. Lady Tay always talking about, oh, she just eat as keto. That's restrictive. I like to have my cake and my ice cream and all that. Okay, well, you got to pick your heart. You say it's hard to eat healthy, okay? It's hard to be sick. It's hard to when you walking down the street and you huffing and puffing. It's hard being 300 pounds and you have to ride in a scooter when you go to the grocery store to buy groceries. That's hard. Pick your heart, okay? Pick your heart. Look, I'd rather eat right, you know, and I like the food that I eat anyway. For doing what she's doing. I like the food that I eat anyway. But when people say, well, that's restrictive, what's restrictive is not being able to, if you go to I went through this, guys. When you go to Six Flags or go to a amusement park, here I was only 18 years old. Can't get on some of the rides because I was too big. Okay? That's hard. I'm speaking from my own experience. Okay? Not being able to run around with your grandkids, that's hard. All right? So pick your heart. All right? And Nina, I know you got that grandbaby. You got to get around with that grandbaby. So I know you agree with me. All right, media. Media, y'all. This media is internet, radio, television, magazine, and newspaper. All right? Well, the enemy loves to distract us with media. See, media means medium. It gives you the information, but it feeds through media first. Here's the source of the information, and then here's the media or medium that brings it to you. Okay, so it's a middleman. All right, the middleman is media. All right, we get information from the radio, magazine, television, newspaper. All right, that's media. And we just talked about media. A plural is medium. Okay, that word medium is usually plural. And when it reaches people, it influences people. Okay, it influences us. So we're not just getting the straight media. We're getting it on the point of view of who giving us the media. All right. And the reason why I like to talk about this is because have y'all ever noticed that if you watch on certain networks like Fox and then you watch the same news on another network, CNN, the same article, but it has different points of view, right? What they doing? They're influencing you on their point of view. Why can't they just give you the information? See, they don't want to just give you the information. They want to give you the information from their point of view so that they could change your view, okay? What is our view supposed to be? The filter for our view is supposed to be the Holy Spirit, okay? The Lord, the Holy Spirit. So we have to be careful of the media or medium or, like it says down here, influential people. Okay? We're finding out now that a lot of these influential people that we thought so highly of are not worthy of our time. But, we have to learn the hard way. But the devil uses media, all right? He is the prince and the power of the air. So he uses media, all right? So we have to be careful of the media, all right? Ephesians 2:1-3. And you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and in sin, wherein in the times past ye walked according to the course of the world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. I just told y'all. I just said this, didn't I? They're his children. Didn't I just say that? They're his children. I just read it to you. It's in Ephesians 2 1 through 3, where it says that, you know, he is the children of disobedience. Okay? All right. You think they don't know that he is their dad? These people know. They take oaths, okay? They do all kinds of things behind the scenes that we don't know about, okay? And he gives them these ideas to trap us. All right? He gives them the ideas to do this. So of course they're gonna poison us. Okay? That's why it's our job to make sure that we study to show ourselves approved and we read these ingredients on this garbage here that we're drinking, these protein drinks and all this stuff that have all these preservatives, potassium citrate and magnesium phosphate and chloride and all this ice and all this garbage in here. It's supposed to be a milkshake, all right? For older people. That's why I said y'all better start eating. Y'all better start eating God's divine blueprint, nutritional blueprint. Meat, vegetables, fruits, nuts, and all this other stuff, and some dairy sometimes. All this other stuff, you gotta start leaving it alone because the older you get, this is supposed to be for older people, right? The older you get, the more frail you get, the more you're gonna be getting all these diseases because these diseases that our great grandparents and stuff didn't get till they was in their 90s, people are getting it in their 40s now. All right? Some people think I got the fountain of youth. No, what I did was I stopped poisoning my body and started fasting and getting rid of the poison out of my body, and I didn't re-poison myself. That's what I did. And you could do the same thing too. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, they're his children. They're his children. I told y'all. Give me one moment. I, wisdom, with prudence, and find out knowledge of witty inventions. See, when you do things the way God have you do things, like in Proverbs 8:12, and you clear your mind of this garbage and stop eating, the garbage of media, the wrong media, and listening to all this garbage. It's easy to do. I'm sitting up here doing some research and stuff covered in the YouTube feed and be like, "Oh, what's that?" Next thing I know, I don't wasted a whole hour listening to some garbage. I'm like, I don't need to hear that. I gotta study. You know me about it. It's like we need to focus, okay? So they put all this garbage talking about I got the tea and all that. No, what you need to get is the Holy Spirit and start studying His Word and start figuring out what's going on with this food and stuff. This the kind of stuff we have to focus on. But He give us witty inventions, y'all. But the enemy gives his people wicked inventions. And that's in Romans. I got to get that scripture. But in Romans, he say that they have wicked inventions. So they're cooking these things up. It's almost like they're putting a spell on people with this media. It is like a spell, okay? It is a spell. They know how our brains work, y'all. They know how they know what colors to use on the cereal boxes and stuff. They know that if they put red, creativity, green, enthusiasm, all this stuff. They put all these different colors on there, right? They know what they doing. That's why they use these in different ads, y'all. I took up marketing and now I understand why the Lord had me take up marketing because now I could see from my experience, because I remember looking this up before and I was like, wait a minute. So that's why Lucky Charms have all these different colors on there, and that's why they had that. Okay, so now I understand. Now I understand why they use all those different colors now. So that's it, y'all. That's it. Now we understand why they do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and play some of the video now of Food Babe. Let me see if anybody else said anything before I do it. But yep, Michelle, you right. That's what they do. One moment, please. That's why they do it. Charge us all that money. They know it's a money grab. It's a money thing.
I want Americans to be treated the same way as citizens in other countries by our own American companies.
This woman is Vani Hari. She's fighting back against big food corporations. She's also known as the Food Babe. There she is testifying at a Senate roundtable led by Wisconsin Republican Senator Ron Johnson. And this is all part of an effort to bring awareness to what is really in the food we eat. So get this, a new report by the Wall Street Journal says the popular food dye found in Cheetos is turning live mice transparent. How does this happen? Well, the dye alters the optical qualities of the skin, which allows light to pass through. And researchers are now looking at ways to test the dye on humans as they believe it could one day be used as a good medical tool for drawing blood. But it has some wondering, should we be eating it? So joining us now to talk more is New York Times bestselling author Vani Hari, also known as the Food Babe. Hey there, Vani, great to see you.
Great to see you too. Yes, we really should not be eating this substance. This is tartrazine. This is made from petroleum-based dye. This is something, obviously, that's doing something crazy in mice, but also is doing terrible things to our children's brains. This chemical, yellow number 5, which it's commonly known as, you can find in Cheetos, Doritos, and popular cereals that are targeting children like Fruit Loops. And in Europe, if you use one of these chemicals, they require a warning label that says may cause adverse effects on activity and attention in children. They warn the public before somebody buys one of these products with these dyes before they consume them. So right here in the United States, we don't do that. And so one of the things that I have been so vocal about for over 10 years now, and I had the opportunity last week in the Senate to talk to the leaders of this country and the leaders of this world about this issue, is that American companies, because of these other regulations in other countries, they've voluntarily taken out a lot of these problematic chemicals, and they've re-engineered their food. They've figured out how to make it taste the same and look the same, and they are creating the same exact product with one set of ingredients that's safer for countries overseas and a different one for Americans that's more toxic and frankly more poisonous for our population. One great example of this is actually Fruit Loops here in the United States.
Right, I'm going to stop you right there because I want to go in a quick order. So let me just backtrack a little bit. You and I know each other because you used to take my fitness classes when we were young little things in our 20s, when you were sort of getting started on your health and fitness journey. You were sick as a child. You were on all sorts of prescription drugs, and finally you sort of hit rock bottom, and now you're so passionate about this, and it shines through in all your New York Times bestselling books as well. During your testimony there on the Hill that we were showing, you compared the U.S. version of McDonald's French fries to the U.K. So why is it that America's version is unhealthier in your eyes?
Yeah, so there's 11 ingredients here in the U.S. There's 3, and salt is optional in the U.K. and other countries. Here in the United States, it contains an ingredient that you would find in silly putty. It's called dimethyl polysiloxane. And according to FDA papers, it can be preserved with formaldehyde or neurotoxin. That dimethylpolysiloxane also has TBHQ, I believe, too, which isn't even listed on your screen here, but is one of the other chemical preservatives that you would find. And so this is stuff that basically allows fast food places to keep the oil longer, and they don't have to change it out as often. And so it acts as a preservative. And so this is something that they make more money here in the United States, and they have the opportunity to do that because our FDA is asleep at the wheel. And in the UK, they prohibit these ingredients. So this is why they don't use it there. I think Americans should have the same safer version of all products, especially considering these are our own American companies.
Okay, well, let's move on to Kellogg's because I know you wanted to get there. You recently started a petition for Kellogg's to drop the artificial food dyes there and BHT that they use in American products but not in other countries. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. There's over 170,000 signatures on my petition right now to ask Kellogg's to drop the dyes. They don't use this in other countries, like in all of Europe, in Canada, in Australia, in India, we even found out. They are using these dyes, though, for American children. We know they can make these cereals without it because they're already they don't have to reinvent the wheel. And the worst part, they told us in 2015 that they were going to remove these dyes, as well as the endocrine disrupting chemical BHT, which acts as a preservative in their product. And they never did. They said they would do it by 2018. And instead, they created brand new cereals to hook modern children of today, like Baby Shark and Disney's Little Mermaid. The latest one they just released this month is called Squishmallows. It's made after a stuffed animal that my daughter has in her room. And they are putting dyes in these cereals, even though they got all the awesome press that they got when they said they were going to remove these dyes. And so nobody is holding these companies accountable. And so my good friend Jason Karp, who is one of the founders of Hugh Kitchen and Human Co., he wrote an activist letter to Kellogg's as a shareholder.
And I know you're planning to take it to Kellogg as well. I'm sorry we are out of time, but
yes,
what you're doing is very unique. What you're doing is very unique. You're not just trying to get kids to eat less sugar. You would love that as well, but it's deeper than that. It's about the chemicals and all of that and how the U.S. compares to big food across the country. Thank you so much, Vani Hari, for coming on News Nation. We appreciate it. And we also want to let you know we did reach out to Kellogg's for a statement, but we have not heard back.
Of course you didn't hear back. Of course you didn't hear back. We don't want to see this, y'all.
Kanye dropped a...
I told you every time I be trying to do some research, they be sending this other crap. But I mean, this y'all seeing what I'm talking about? Okay, let's see if I can find something else.
There's something critical you need to know about the American food system. It affects all of our lives and has been overlooked for decades. Our government is letting U.S. food companies get away with serving American citizens harmful ingredients that are banned or heavily regulated in other countries. Even worse, American food companies are selling the same product overseas without these chemicals, but choose to serve us the most toxic version.
Right.
One set of ingredients over there and another one here. Let me give you some examples. This is McDonald's French fries from the United States. It has 11 ingredients, but in the UK, there's only 4, and salt is optional. This one has an ingredient called dimethylpolysiloxane, and that can be preserved with formaldehyde, a neurotoxin, and just happens to be the first ingredient in silly putty.
Silly putty?
This is United States Fanta right here. It's made with high fructose corn syrup, artificial dye, yellow 6, red 40, and sodium benzenate. In the UK, they have real orange juice inside, and it's colored with carrots and pumpkin. In Skittles, there's 10 different artificial dyes here in the United States, plus titanium dioxide, an ingredient that's banned in Europe because it causes DNA damage. Gatorade, here in the United States, uses red 40 and caramel color In Germany, they use carrots and sweet potatoes to color their Gatorade. M&M's has 10 artificial dyes made from petroleum linked to hyperactivity in children. Here in the United States and in the UK, they only use one. And let's talk about Doritos. Doritos, this bag of Doritos from the United States has MSG and artificial food dye, but in the UK, it doesn't. And America's favorite cookie, Oreo's birthday cake, has 4 different artificial food dyes, and in Europe they use beets, spirulina, and turmeric. And worst of all, right over the border, this box of Fruit Loops in Canada is naturally colored with carrot juice, blueberry juice, and watermelon juice. This American version has 4 different artificial dyes made from petroleum and the preservative BHT, which is an endocrine-disrupting chemical linked to cancer. This is why I became a food activist. My name is Vani Hari, and I only want one thing.
That's sad.
I want Americans to be treated the same way as citizens in other countries by our own American companies.
Right, right. Is it that hard to ask?
Over the last 60 years, almost all food additives have been created for one sole purpose: to improve the bottom line of the food industry and not improve our health. These chemicals are created to mimic real food, to make it easier and cheaper for food manufacturers to preserve their food, to make it last longer on the shelf, to help manufacturing, and sinister of all, to allow them to create products that are addictive in nature. We use over 10,000 food additives in the United States, but there's only 400 approved for use in Europe. Right now, we're at a critical moment where Americans are sicker than ever, and much of this is due to the alarming amount of chemicals in our food.
Right. But they want to give us pills. Oh, just take the pill. Eat our junk, but take the pill.
Asking companies to remove artificial food dye would make an immediate impact. They don't need to reinvent the wheel. They already have the formulations, as I've shown you. Food companies have found in focus groups, children will eat more of their product with artificial dye because it's more attractive and appealing. Do you want to see the differences between? Yeah, let's open the box. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it. So this is the U.S. version right here. And this is the Canadian version. Here we go.
Okay. We weren't supposed to find out about that, y'all.
And the worst part, food companies know the harms of these additives because they willingly remove them overseas due to stricter regulations to avoid warning labels that state it will cause an adverse effect on activity and attention in children, and due to other health risks like autoimmune disorders and cancer. This is one of the most hypocritical policies of food companies, and somebody needs to hold them accountable. The FDA is asleep at the wheel. They've admitted they're not capable of regulating all these chemicals in our food. And the food companies are using the lack of regulation to their advantage. Right now, I'm petitioning Kellogg's because the government hasn't taken up the issue. In 2015, Kellogg's announced plans to remove these dyes by 2018, but they never did, and they lied to us. Instead, they kept inventing new cereals for children with these dyes and preservatives, using the most popular toddler songs in movies to hook modern children of today,
Media.
like Baby Shark
They're
cereal
using media.
and Disney's Little Mermaid, targeting the most vulnerable of children. We have now close to 150,000 signatures on the petition to ask Kellogg's to finally serve Americans the same cereals they are serving in other countries. And I will be delivering these petitions to Kellogg's headquarters in Battle Creek, Michigan next month on October 15th. I hope you join me. Come with me. I need you.
October 15th, almost here.
And because health is nonpartisan, I'm inviting both presidential candidates to join me. This is going to be a massive grassroots gathering to hold Kellogg's, one of the biggest, most iconic American food companies, accountable for this madness. We deserve the same safer ingredients other countries get. We cannot allow our own American companies to treat us this way anymore. We have had enough. It's unethical, and it needs to stop. Thank you very much.
Amen. Amen. It needs to stop, like she said. It needs to stop. Yeah, it needs to stop. Yes. Michelle said, this is insane. Why are they letting anything go here? Is it because the other countries may be paying for the health care of their citizens? They let anything go here because, like she said, they save money they save money. Let me give you let me give you two reasons, because it is more than one reason. There's a natural and there's a spiritual, okay? They save money by using these additives, and they make more money because the additives are addictive, okay? All right? The Doritos here is more addictive than the Doritos there, because they use chemicals in those that hook your brain, that make it pretty much impossible to stop eating them. That's why you'll eat a bag of, start eating Doritos, you'll pour a little bit in a bowl, next thing you know, you don't ate the whole bag, okay? They make more money when they have more additives in the food. And because they can't do that in other countries, you see this? You see how sneaky they is? You see how sneaky they are? Okay. You know how to get around it, right? Y'all see this, right? They know how to get around it, because they know if they use in other countries the natural ingredients like carrot juice and all these different natural things to make the coloring. They know how to do it. They just refuse to do it. They're willfully poisoning our food, okay? And like my king in the background keeps saying, it's about population control as well. Because when you think about it, a lot of this food causes infertility issues, which means you're having less babies. They always complain about we have too many humans on the earth. We need to reduce the population down to 500,000. Just evil, y'all. Just evil. You know, they have in the Georgia Guidestones down in Eatonton, Georgia, where they're talking about their manifesto. It says on there, and on a Georgia Guidestones, that they want to reduce the population down to 500,000, which means they got to be trying to do whatever they take to try to reduce the rate of with us having kids and kill some of us off, okay? And where they get this sick idea from, okay? What we're doing, we're trying to give logical thoughts on why these people are doing something that's evil and spiritual, because their father told them to do it. That's why. He's here to steal, kill, and destroy God's creation. See, the devil, he can't create man because God created man, but he can pervert man. Okay? That's why they have all these different policies promoting all this different stuff to pervert man. He try to pervert you with media, having all these different commercials and all this different garbage on here to try to reprogram your mind to think a certain way using media. Remember, I told y'all, he is the prince and the power of the air. That's why I played that first before I played this video, so I could tie this all in, okay? They talk about propaganda and Hitler. They doing the same thing. Propaganda and Hitler right here in the United States. You think they not doing that? United States are united snakes, okay? They're snakes. She said that our FDA is sleep. They ain't sleep. They know. They already know. Don't think they don't know, okay? And I'm trying not to get up to 10 in my anger because I already did the research way before I became Kingdom Queen Talk and know that these people, they do all this stuff to try to kill off God's people. They know you're not gonna drink. They know a lot of you not gonna smoke and do drugs, but they know we're gonna eat. So since you gotta do that anyway, let's go ahead and just put this junk in their food here and this junk in that food here and poison it and do this and do that. The same cereals that our grandparents ate didn't have this stuff in this cereal that we have now. Okay, they didn't have all these dyes back then. So if they didn't have it then, why they have it in there now? Because they want to steal, kill, and destroy God's people. That's why. And you probably say, why are we so important? We important because we're God's. And the devil hate you. He hate me. And he don't want you to be in your purpose. Like I said, I'm back to that again. All right? If you're dead, you can't serve your purpose. You can't do the work. You can't do the great commission that you are assigned to do. Because you're not here, okay? They want to kill us all. How is she going to say, Jasmine say, how is she going to say they are out of time? Yet they cover all kinds of bull multiple times a day. Because she have a boss and her boss said don't give that lady too much time because they know what they doing. All right? You think they not paid by the same people? You think they not in the same brotherhood? They know who over Kellogg's. Kellogg's is probably playing golf with the same person that owns that TV station. They probably doing ritual ceremonies together because they all in these different brotherhoods and all these clubs and all this garbage that God tell us we're not supposed to take no oaths. They all get together and stuff. You know, people ask me all the time because I wear pearls. Are you AKA or are you Delta? I ain't none of them. I'm the kingdom of God servant. I'm his queen. I'm his kingdom queen. I ain't part of none of that affiliations. And who you affiliated with? I'm affiliated with the Lord Almighty. That's who I'm affiliated with. I don't take oaths. I ain't part of none of them secret societies and all that stuff. They all part of the same cabal. That's why. And they daddy told them to do this. They know how to make this food healthy. That's proof, Michelle. The fact that they use different ingredients in other countries is proof. They can't say, oh, well, it takes time to change the formula to do this because we have to figure out how to do this to make it match so that, you know, we still have the same integrity. They can't say that, though, because she showed the proof that they already done it in other countries, right? Okay? So what other explanation is it besides you want to poison us? All right? There's no other explanation. You want to poison us? You want to make more money off of us? You want to get us more addicted? Because the same people, Kellogg's, all of them, the same people who making money off of the food industry are the same people that's making money off the pharmaceutical companies. And they talking about the FDA is asleep. The FDA didn't sleep. They know exactly what they doing. Okay? All right? They know exactly what they doing. I'm saying we better wake up. Church of God, we better wake up. God's people, we better wake up. They are poisoning us with this food additives and dyes on purpose. Because they know how to make it safe, because they made it safe in the UK and other countries. They using natural juices to make the colors, natural fruit juices, but then over here they using red 40 and all these different yellow 40s and all these different chemicals that's causing cancer. And you wonder why we got all these colon cancers and stomach cancers and all these different cancers. You wonder where that come from. These weird cancers. It's coming from that. All right? So I'm showing you the link between the food additives and these diseases that we have. You give your body poison every day, and then you taking more poison when you taking the pharmaceutical pills. Because when you read on the bottles of them, they all got side effects that's killing other organs. Okay? When we gonna stop doing that? It's a cycle. It's a pattern. It's a cycle. It's a pattern. Now, I talked about patterns with Jasmine earlier. What pattern you want to follow? You want to follow the patterns of God, where he tells us the health laws and how we supposed to eat natural food that he created? You want to follow God's pattern, or you want to follow the patterns of the devil, where he tell you to eat all this poisonous garbage, junk, crap food, garbage that's in the grocery stores that does not have your best interest? They say, oh, this is for preservatives, but it's not preserving you. It's preserving their bottom line on the shelf. And there's other ways you could preserve food than to put chemicals in it. Don't y'all know that? Don't fall for that. There's other ways to preserve food than putting a whole bunch of chemicals in it and putting it on the shelf. Okay? Haven't you heard of canning? People canning. Okay? Don't they preserve the food? Okay? Our ancestors, a lot of them preserve food using just salt. Okay? There's always been ways of preserving food, but see, they just want to use that as an excuse to say, oh, we just put that in the food, giving you some kind of stupid excuse why they putting that in the food. Oh, it's just to preserve it and increase the shelf life. That's not to increase your health life. All right? So let's just stop with the silliness. It's a natural and a spiritual reason why it's behind it. And the spiritual reason is because he wants to steal, kill, and destroy you by killing you slowly. Okay? By unaliving you, by unaliving you slowly. Because, YouTube don't want you. By unaliving you slowly. Okay? Let me change my language. All right? Jasmine said, I thought scientists were supposed to be in control of the FDA. I think the FDA was bought by rich people who don't know anything about the FDA is for. They are reason the food pyramid is messed up. Yeah. Who you think the stockholders are? Okay? Who you think the stockholders are? These rich people that want to decrease the population. All right? That's who owned them. All right? They want to decrease the population. Because do you think that's a coincidence that all these ingredients is causing people to have PCOS and all these different infertility stuff, you think that's a coincidence? Okay? It's not a coincidence. They want to decrease the population. Less babies being born, less we got to be dealing with it. Because I told y'all a long time ago, the reason why they call customers consumers is because they think all we want to do is be useless eaters, okay? That is the term that they use talking about regular people like you and us that go to work every day and shop. They call us consumers and they call themselves producers. Get rid of all as many consumers because they're taking consuming all of the resources. All right. Oh, you think they're not that evil? They are evil. It's evil. I'm telling you, it's evil. So I was telling you, they use media. They use me. First of all, why we gotta have all this colorful food anyway? Okay, that's one reason why I'm talking about colors too. What's the deal with all these colors? Okay, they want you to have all these food colors. This we gotta have this color and that color. What's the deal with all these colors? Okay, why can't we just be happy? Why can't we just be happy with the colors that God made? Okay, God made vegetables green and blue and green and blueberries and stuff. Why we can't be happy with those colors? Why we have to make all this garbage with all these different colors? Okay? It's a reason why, okay? It's a reason. Look at this chart. Yellow means clarity, warmth. Um, Orange means cheerful, confidence, excitement. Red, purple, wise, imaginative, also royalty. That's why I got the purple. Okay. Dependable strength is blue. Okay. That's God, divine blue. Okay. Peaceful growth, health is green, and white is neutral, calm, and balanced. And you see all these companies use all these different logos. They know what they're doing when they make their logos these different colors. They know that Coca-Cola know that their product is gonna make you excited. Okay, Target knows that when you see a Target sign, you're gonna get excited and be ready to go spend all your money at Target or Target. Okay, I'm going to Target and spend all my money. Okay, and then you get in there and they be playing all that hype, excited music, getting you all happy. All right, they know what they doing. They using media. Okay, the Prince and Power of the Air has taught them this. Okay. All right, they know what they doing. That's why they use these colors, guys. And they put in this in the cereal. They get our children. See, they start you young. Get our children excited. Okay, well, I'm gonna eat my fruity pebbles. Fruity pebbles is all the colors. Okay, I'm gonna eat my Fruit Loops. All the colors. Then we wonder why they be so hyper. Okay, because the food coloring and the dyes make them all hyper. All right, the food dyes cause attention deficit disorders, ADD and ADHD, and then they get your kids used to drugs because you got to give them a drug for them to sit down in class, okay? Because you don't hype them up and gave them all these colorful fruity pebbles and all this colorful Lucky Charms and all that stuff, which is evil, by the way. Okay, this stuff is evil, just pure evil. And I grew up eating this stuff. Saturday morning cartoons and eating this stuff. So I know the struggles that I went through as an obese kid eating all these fruity pebbles and Lucky Charms and all this stuff. I don't blame my parents. They didn't know any better. Most parents back in the 80s and 90s, they both working two jobs and stuff, making convenient food like that. But nowadays we know this. All right? There's no excuse now. There's people like Food Bait and there's people like me, Kingdom Queen Talk, that's going to continue to talk about this. Going to continue to tell you guys about this. It's enough information out here. There's no excuse at this point. If you willfully poisoning yourself and willfully poisoning your family after we done gave you this information, it's all on you now. Cause see, when when it's my time to go, and God, I want Him to say, "Well done, your good, my good and faithful servant." I don't want to get up there and say, "Well, why you didn't explain this to other people when I allowed you to get the information?" All right, I'm not gonna be held responsible. Your blood is on your hands. You still keep poisoning yourself after I showed you this. All right. Jasmine said they take the neighborhoods with the food deserts and gentrify them. Now all of a sudden they put grocery stores in the neighborhood that was once recently a food desert. Oh yeah, because they know you're gonna come in there and buy their junk. Oh, and then most of the stuff they have in those grocery stores is garbage. Okay, you don't see no fresh fruits, no fresh vegetables, and no butcher. Okay, where you could get fresh meat. They have luncheon meat and bologna and all this garbage like that, so you eat that kind of meat. No, you need to eat fresh meat, where straight from the butcher. Me and my husband, we like to get our meat cut fresh. When we go to the store, we have the butcher cut our meat. Okay, we make sure it's fresh. All right, cause it matters. It really does matter. Okay. So yeah, they know what they doing. Don't give these people a pass anymore. Okay? Don't give these people a pass anymore. I want to share this. I said this on the last video. I went on a quest while I was at the grocery store, and I was looking at this stuff. I said, look at how this stuff just everywhere. Y'all see it too. Every time y'all at the grocery store, y'all see it too. Y'all see this garbage every time you in there. You know. Remember we was talking about these chips? But look at this. Look at this cereal that I'm about to send. More a little bit. All this food coloring. Just ridiculous, y'all. It's ridiculous. They get you addicted for a reason, though. Oh, we don't want me to share that. Now, I done sent it to this iPad several times. This Captain Crunch. There it is. Look at this. Every time there's a holiday, they make sure they put all this food dye. Look at that. This red dye and this blue dye. Okay? On the end caps, right where your little toddlers be. And right next to it, fruit pops juice. Look at all this food dye in this juice. Talking about one less than 1 gram of sugar. Yeah, 1 less than 1 gram of sugar, but look at all the other poison you putting in there. Okay? At this point, I'd rather have the 1 gram of sugar than all this dye in here. And y'all, I told y'all about the vegetable oil, right? I told y'all how all these seed oils causing inflammation and disease. You know they put that in this. They put this in these little juices like this. I remember drinking these when I was little. Oh yeah, but it's only 1 gram of sugar. I'd rather have the 1 gram of sugar than all that food dye that's in there. All that blue and red and stuff. Y'all, this is not natural. This is not natural. You want to drink some juice, buy you some fresh fruit and juice it. Okay? If you have to have some juice, don't give your kids stuff like this, all right? Oops berry. Look at the oops berry. Look at all that dye. Red make you excited. You see that? It's the reason why they're using all these colorful dyes in our children's cereal. All right? It's teaching them to enjoy this more than enjoy God's fresh fruits and vegetables. Okay? This is the replacement for God's fresh fruits and vegetables. All right? Why we got to give our kids this stuff? Our kids, believe it or not, our kids would be just as excited if we gave them, or even more excited because they could finally think in class, if we made them some eggs for breakfast. What's wrong with eggs for breakfast? Why we have to give them this? You say you love your kids, but you buy them stuff like this and don't read the ingredients in it. And I was guilty of this stuff too. But I'm telling you, it's time to stop, y'all. It's time to start thinking about our family at this point. This go beyond weight loss. This go beyond weight at this point. This is something else. This is killing us. Jasmine said my grandma always bought those juices for us. Yeah, and grandmas, they do it out of love. Oh, I love my babies. I love my babies, have them something good to come over. But I think if grandma really knew, because a lot of grandmamas don't know. And see, we can't say you don't know now because King the Queen teaching you now. They think they're doing it out of love, but they have no idea the damage that they're causing. Okay? She always bought those juices for us and always had chips waiting for us in the car after school. Yeah, but those are good memories. Yes, we're not going to fault grandmother. Grandma didn't know. But we live in the age of information now, y'all. I'm sure if grandma had something healthy and you were never introduced to those things, you would have been just as happy. Okay? So, as long as we don't introduce this to our kids, we're fine. Now look at this, y'all. Look at this. Teen's gallbladder removed after eating spicy artificial snack. Y'all see this? Yeah, we not blaming grandma. Grandma lived in a time where, we didn't know about these ingredients, okay? But now we do, okay? So now going forward, the new grandmamas like Nina, we know better now. You know what I'm saying? All right? She was just doing what she knew to make us happy. Yeah, because my grandma did a lot of stuff with me too, A lot of my sweet tooth came from my grandmama, okay? But grandma didn't know. I was her little shadow. She gave me what she ate, She ate it, I ate it, all right? Then I was her little chunky dunky thing, all right? But, we do better because we know better now. When you know better, you do better. Yes, teen's gallbladder removed after eating spicy artificial snacks. Okay? This is not nourishment, y'all. This is not nourishment. Jasmine said, "Oh, I thought I ruined my gallbladder. Thank God that was not the case." Yes, I remember that scare you had. Yes. Jasmine thought that she had this problem because she used to eat a lot of these hot chips and hot Cheetos. And I told you these I was going to start exposing this stuff, okay? That's why I'm reading the Dorito effect. But yes, we're finding out that this stuff is hurting our organs. Now, this teenager for the rest of her life had to live without a gallbladder because she was eating this. I don't know how many bags of this that she was eating, but obviously it did damage. It did damage to her. Okay? If this is hasn't happened to you, you need to be thanking the Lord Almighty. And I remember when I was younger, a friend of mine at work lost her niece because her niece was drinking a lot of sodas. And she died from kidney failure. Okay? So, yeah, this food is killing people. You know, by the grace of God, this not happened to you, Jasmine, or any of us, because you weren't the only one that was eating this. I was guilty of this, okay? This was one of my guilty indulgences, all right? I would run and go to the gas station that I knew had these hot chips, okay? Now, I talked about this last time on the video that I haven't put out yet, but I'm going to talk about this again, y'all, because this really, really, really infuriated me. Now, why on earth would they put this in Lucky Charms? Just give me a reason why. Okay, let me read it to you. Trisodium phosphate. Remember I said something about phosphate in that first video? Heavy duty cleaner. Use TSP before painting. Clean surfaces, preparation for painting for better durability and adhesive. All right? Original deck and siding cleaner. Okay? This for cleaning stuff outside. All right? Deck and siding cleaner. Trisodium phosphate. Now tell me, why in the heavens this is in Lucky Charms? Please tell me why this is in Lucky Charms. Tell me, what is the point in siding cleaner, stuff that we use, heavy duty siding cleaner? Why is it in Lucky Charms? Why are we eating this? Why are our kids eating this? Look at these ingredients, y'all. Look at this. Whole grains, okay, it's the first ingredient. But the next one is sugar, oil, cornstarch, modified cornstarch again, dextrose, another sugar, salt, gelatin, trisodium phosphate, canola oil. And then all these dyes, yellow 5 and 6 and red 40 and B1 and other added color. Why is all of this in these Lucky Charms? I'm just trying to figure out, why is that? Can somebody explain that to me? Can somebody explain this to me? I know I'm talking like this. I'm upset, and I'm gonna make clips from this because I'll make clips off of this. Why is this trisodium phosphate heavy duty cleaner used for TSP before painting for decks and sidings outside of someone's house? Why is that in Lucky Charms? It's right here. Now, it'll be funny after we expose this that we go to the store and all of a sudden they stop putting this on the box. They'll name it something else so we won't recognize it. Now that we expose what it is. So, am I exaggerating when I say that they're putting stuff in the food to make us sick? Okay? They talk about this stuff is supposed to be for shelf life. This ain't for your health life. I don't care about your shelf life. I care about my health life. Okay? And then when someone like me come over here saying, okay, you can fast and clear your body out and get the weight off and get the poison out. Oh, all of a sudden, we need to do our research about fasting because fasting kill you because you're not taking in any food. It's dangerous to eat in America with this kind of stuff. I'd rather not eat than eat this. Why is fasting more dangerous than eating garbage with stuff in it like this? So we wonder why this pearly woman with all these pearls get behind this camera and yell and talk about this stuff like I do, because I am passionate about this. I want to know why this is in our food. I have a son that's autistic, so I'm very, very careful about what I give him to eat. And when I find out stuff like this, it infuriates me. When are you going to get angry enough to say enough is enough? When are you going to get angry enough to say enough is enough? Why can't we be like Food Babe? We need to go on her website and sign that petition for Kellogg's. Why are they making this stuff where it's poisoning us like this? We don't know what this is doing to our children. We don't know if this is changing their DNA. This stuff could be changing your DNA, making you look like something else. We wonder why these kids be developing early and all this stuff. 11 years old, got breasts in the period at 9. We wonder why. They hypersexualize the TV shows where they watching that, so they poisoning their mind with media, and then we're feeding them this and thinking it's okay. Also letting them play these video games that's putting all this violence in their brain. And we wonder and talking about, oh, this generation. No, your generation allowing it. Why are we allowing it? They're not able to help themselves. They depending on us. We're so busy trying to grab the bag and make the bag that we're forgetting about our children. Because while you're busy working 2-3 jobs so you can make the bag, you need to be paying attention to what they're eating and what we're feeding them and what we're allowing them to feed their brains with. Okay? He said he would still kill and destroy, and my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Well, we know now. All right? So we can't say that anymore. I done my job. All right? Now, it's our job to spread this information, and it's our job to stop buying it. See, the money you spending $4 and $5 for this box of cereal, the money you spending $4 and $5 for this box of cereal, you could be buying real food. Jasmine will testify. I showed her how she would save money by eating real food when she stopped buying all this garbage. When she got rid of her junk food addiction and she no longer spent all her money at the gas stations buying all these bags of chips and garbage, she looked at her account and was like, wow, I got money now. Why? Because she no longer spending all her money on this garbage now and able to buy real food and have money left over. Okay? That's why I can look the way I do, buy nice clothes and stuff, because I don't spend all my money on junk food like I used to. Tell them, Jasmine, it's true. She looked at her account, she was shocked. I actually saved me some money. Yeah. Because one thing about us in my vision building coaching class, we don't just talk about fasting. We talk about finances. We talk about all of that. We talk about how you can change your mindset where you can actually win. All right? So, yes, when she got rid of the addiction of eating junk food, now she got money in her pocket. All right? You have more. You talk about you wish you could give more to charities and wish you could give. I could give to charity now. Okay? You want to know how you can give more to in your church? Well, get rid of the addictions. Every time you go buy a big old box of Kentucky Fried Chicken 2-3 times a week and going to Chick-fil-A and spending $60 for a family, every time you're doing that, you're spending money that you could have gave to God and his people or somebody who is on the street when somebody needs some money. You never have any money. I ain't got it. Yeah, you ain't got it because your addiction got it. That's why. I gotta talk about it. I have to talk about it. This is Kingdom Queen talk, right? I have to talk about them. To live a reality in the kingdom, you have to find out what you need to change. And if it's an addiction, you have to find out what the problem is. Work on the solution. Okay? We can't blame our mama and our daddies no more. All right? We have to take full responsibility for our actions. Okay? And no longer let the devil, tell me, oh, the devil. Well, you giving him the way to do it. See, the devil can't get me with this no more because this is garbage to me now. But back in the day, I would go and buy a box of cereal and just eat it out the box. Okay? But now I know. I got rid of my addiction through fasting and prayer. This kind have to be broken by fasting and praying. Christ said that. This kind. This is one of those kinds. Okay? Because now you see it's poisoning you. This go beyond the fat. All right, we're talking about, I got to lose weight. I got to get rid of the fat. I've been there, though. Now I'm finding out this go way beyond the fat. This is decreasing your lifespan. Okay? So that's why I get angry. I have to talk about it because, enough is enough. Enough is enough, y'all. That made me mad when I saw that, how that girl lost her gallbladder. That girl lost her gallbladder from eating this garbage in them chips. That made me mad. I don't blame that mom. I would have said something too. Let me see if I can play this.
Woman. So it is the best way to boost your growth hormone level. Now, why would I want growth hormone? Because growth hormone is the hormone that keeps you young. It's a growth hormone.
Hold on, let me start it from the beginning.
A 2-day fast produced a 2,000% increase in your growth hormone production in a man and 1,300 in a woman. So it is the best way to boost your growth hormone level. Now, why would I want growth hormone?
Righteous anger.
Because growth hormone is the hormone that keeps you young. It's a growth hormone that makes your skin better, that replaces the dead parts better, and your muscles grow. You want to stay younger? You need growth hormone. Now, there is a condition called adult growth hormone deficiency, and of course, children have it too. And they have short stature and slow growth, etc. And in adults, it's a similar one, and it manifests itself as an elderly person who's just, his muscles are all wasted, he's got no energy,
Listen to
he's
that.
very weak, he's just sitting around. You measure his growth hormone level, it's very low. You give him some growth hormone, he feels a lot better. But the problem with exogenous growth hormone is it has a lot of side effects. But the best way to give yourself growth hormone is do one fast. Do one fast, and your growth hormones will go up.
Y'all wonder why I look so young? Growth hormones from fasting. Growth hormones from fasting. And I stopped eating this garbage. I stopped eating the garbage, y'all. We got to stop eating it. See, I used to talk about it because, I said, I was talking about it because of the sugar. It goes way beyond the sugar at this point, y'all. And the companies that do this, I want to show the picture because I need y'all to start paying attention when you go to the grocery stores. I need you to start paying attention. Pay attention to labels. Pay attention to these labels. When you go to the store, you're going to see all these different chemicals that you can't even recognize the names. And I want you to start taking pictures of the label, and I want you to go home, and I want you to start looking up some of these things, okay? I can't do all the work by myself, but if you see something, you send it to me. I will expose it right here on this station. I promise you that. I'm sick of it, y'all. I'm sick of it. We can't be ignorant anymore to his devices. This is one of his devices. Formulating this food to kill you. Okay? Paint thinners and stuff in the food. What in the world? I see why they banned America's food. And I see why some companies don't like how some countries don't like America and don't like our food. I know why now. Okay? They don't want their citizens sick. They have to pay for their health care. Like Michelle said, they have to pay for their health care. So since they're paying for their health care, they don't want to have to pay because the food is causing them to be sick. But here in America, we pay for our own health care. So they like, we don't care. Make them pay for it. Make them pay for it. And you see how they don't care if you need certain surgeries. Y'all seen that movie? It was an old movie too with Denzel Washington. That little boy needed surgery. He needed a heart transplant, and they weren't gonna pay for it. He had the, I think it's Q, John Q. Yes, thank you, niece. John Q. You see how these insurance companies wouldn't even pay. He had to go ballistic and go to the doctor and threaten the doctor to get him to give his son the heart because they weren't gonna pay for it. That's how they are here. The man, he paid all his years for that health care, and they didn't want to pay for his son to have heart surgery. Okay, so what does that tell y'all? They showing you right on media how they really are. That's how they are. Y'all still follow Food Babe, okay? Go to Food Babe Station. She has a channel on YouTube, and she also have a social media account. But she said they going on the 15th of October, which is 2 days from now, to talk to Kellogg's. We need to pray for her, okay? Pray that she's able to be successful with that. And if she can't be successful with it, we need to boycott that food. Hey, this is the time to do it now. Now you have another excuse to get off their garbage, okay? Don't give them not one red cent of your money. Who God gave you the money. Don't give them God's money no more, okay? That's what we could do. In the body of Christ, we need to stand up and fight and stop sitting up here, just taking these pills and just, letting us kick us like that. We got to start fighting, and we need to fight with our dollars, okay? That's the best fight right there. Don't you agree, Michelle? The best fight is to keep your money. That's what we need to do. Keep your money. Jasmine keeping her money. I told her, because I said, Jasmine. She was like, how can I buy more steak like that? I don't have no money for no steak. I said, yes, you do have money for your steak. Your steak money is going on that garbage you eating. When you stop eating all that junk food, you going to see how much money you got. Now she can eat as much steak as she want. Why? Because she ain't eating all that garbage. Think about it. The bags of chips is like $4 and $5. And you're not going to just eat one of them. Okay? You're going to eat maybe by the end of the week, you don't spend $80 on chips and junk food. And you talking about when you go to the grocery store, you look at a thing of steak and it's $30. You like, I can't afford to eat steak. Man, I eat steak as much as I want to. I keep steak in my freezer. You can eat steak every day if you wanted to when you stop eating junk food. Think about it. Look at all this money we spending. You spending $300 and $400 every time you go to Sam's Club and get this garbage. Well, you could, me and my husband only spend maybe about $150 buying us some quality, well butchered, fresh butchered steak and ribs. And we eat on that all week. Okay? And that's a family of 3. All right? I save money when I go to the grocery store because I only eat what God told me to eat, what he created. All right? And I don't have no joint pains, and I don't have no back pains, and I'm not walking around huffing and puffing. Okay? You are what you eat. You eat garbage, you gonna feel like garbage. All right? Stop eating that mess. Now we know. Now we know. Hey, don't give the devil no more excuses. No more excuses, y'all. We ain't giving them a pass no more. Okay? Y'all have any other questions? Jasmine said she had steak yesterday. That's what I'm talking about. You can have steak every day you want. Sure can. You can have steak anytime you want, my niece. Because you saving that money. All right? We're going to stop giving these rulers that's making us have gluttony. We're going to stop giving them all our money from now on, okay? All right? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close out the show. Thank y'all for being on with me this long. I wanted to get on here and rant about this because, like I said, we were so distracted. You ain't the only one. We were so distracted with what's going on with the election and what's going on the news, and one distraction we couldn't help with the storms, you know. And thank y'all for you that was praying for us with the storms. It didn't hit my area, but we was distracted, y'all. And the enemy wanted us to be distracted and then see that what is going on with this food. See, he does that. I told y'all the devil distract us on purpose. Okay? He distract us. And while we looking at one thing, his distraction, we missing out on what's going on the other thing. Okay? He does that on purpose. His best way to get us is through distractions, y'all. We have to focus, though. We have to focus for now on. Oh, that's a good idea. Jasmine said you got to put "It's dangerous to eat in America" on a t-shirt. Okay, that's a good idea. I think I need to do that. It's dangerous to eat in America. You know what? That's a good conversation piece, though, for you to start talking about what this is. This, you know, showing people about the labels and stuff. I think that is a good idea, niece. All right, look at you thinking. See, that's what you can do when you have a sober mind, right? When you have a sober mind, you can come up with witty inventions. That's a witty invention right there. A t-shirt that say that. I love it. All right, guys. I love you guys tonight. Did you have any other questions before I let you go? And remember to like, subscribe, and share the videos, guys, okay? Share the videos. I'm going to put this on YouTube. And make sure you share it with all your friends and your family and be like, yeah, she talk about this because she been through it. You know, let them know. I'm not just this little cute Chanel looking lady with all these pearls on her shirt, just going on here just talking. I've been there and done that, okay? So let them know. Let them know. Look at this lady. Look what she's talking about. Listen to what she says. She is trying to help the body of Christ, because that's what I'm doing, guys. That's why I do this, you know. I'm back here with this sinus issue going on. I still got on the line. I'm like, I ain't letting nothing stop me, okay? All right. Well, anyway, it's been a pleasure, guys. If you don't have any other questions, my warrior queens, I'll go ahead and let you go. We're not gonna meet next Sunday, but the Sunday after next. Remember, the third week of the third week. I'm not gonna do any shooting, but I may do an extra one just to make up for last week. Now that we got all our cameras and lights working again. No more questions. All right, guys. It's been a pleasure. Remember, if you can think it, you can see it. And if you can see it, you can be it, baby. Come on. Come on. All right? And I'm just going to put the last clips about the shirts and the hoodie. The shirts and the hats from one of the commercials and clip that in here, okay? So I'm not going to do a commercial this time. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, ladies, for coming on tonight. And remember, all it takes is one vision and one decision to change your whole destiny. That's all it takes. That's all I did. That's all I did. I just made a decision. And that changed my whole destiny, okay? Well, I love you guys, and I will see y'all the week after next. All right? Thank you. We're going to continue talking about this, all right? Let's talk. Kingdom Queen talk. We got to keep talking about this. Y'all have a good night, okay?